and especially for the Hopi. It is exclusively used as a ceremonial room. But when the Anastasies were here, since we do have temperatures that can drop so cold into the low temperatures, even living back in these alcoves would not be warm enough. So we think that they might have spent a lot of time down in these kivas. So all you would really need is a small fire and a couple bodies, and it's covered over with the roof, and it would keep a nice warm temperature. So we think they spent a lot more time down there. These are very typical of any kiva, but very unique to Mesa Verde because they have this little alcove right off to the south. And you will find some of those outside of the park or outside of Ute Mountain Tribal Park, but it's very rare that you do. So these are very typical of Mesa Verde. The other features are the ventilating shaft, which brings fresh air in, the deflecting wall, with the larger holes the fire, and then the smaller holes the Sipop roof. That's a Hopi word that means spirit way, and they believe they've come from 3 different worlds, and from the third world they were in human form, and they believe that there was some strife in their utopia. And so to find out some way to solve that strife amongst the people, they took all the people that were good and put them up through a reed, and they found a hole in their atmosphere, and they climbed up through the reed into the next world and came out through the Sipop route. So we're now in the 4th world, and that's where they came up from their world before. And it's much like the Noah's Ark story, I guess, because there was some strife going on, and now we're in the new world. Hopefully, we're in the utopia. But now when they die, they'll go on to the 5th world, and that's probably even better than today.
Where did they bury?
They buried their dead. Some of the rooms back here were sealed off with some bodies in it. We could have walked from this point all the way over to there across these structures without any problem.
This is the roof of a kiva?
This is a roof of a kiva. If you go down into Spruce Tree House, you can actually go into one and see what it looked like on the inside, how bright it can be just from this small hole in the roof, and also how many people can actually get down there. I think the maximum you can go down there is 6 people. That's Park Service county. I mean, comfortably it'll be about 15. The hole in the middle is the doorway, and it's also the chimney. The hole over here behind the striped young man is the ventilator shaft, and that brings fresh air in, but also creates a vacuum that brings the smoky air out through the top. And for the Hopi people, they believe that they have to be purified before they go into the kiva, as well as initiated. But going in through smoke, being exposed to smoke in any way, is a purifier. So there's sort of killing 2 birds with 1 stone.